So today was pre-FOMC day. Generally speaking, pre-FOMC days are pretty flat and rangy, but we had a pretty impressive bull day. We actually had $5.76 of movement total. It's about the actual 10-day average too of 586. Most impressive though was the $2.75 pump end of day the last 30 minutes. So 50% of our total daily range came from the last 30 minutes of trading. Generally speaking, I like to swing calls into FOMC because there's generally a pump and plus IV will pump overnight. However, with that pump end of day, I decided not to swing anything for SPY. I am in some Tesla longer DTE puts though. Just overall, I just feel like algos are front running everything. We saw it with CPI too, where they're running up before the news even comes out. So I just feel like this might have been the front running, and this is definitely going to be a sell the news event. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But from a bullish standpoint, there is a lot of technicals that do point to bullishness. We did come down and touch the daily AEMA and hold that. We also obviously held 400.7, 400.6, this major 400 area here. And then we even cracked over 405.3 and closed over that, which all this is incredibly bullish, and we're in this nice rising wedge here. This all pretty much sets up a test of about 411.1, which if you go to the weekly, you can see that this 408.8 really is a key level. So I wonder if we're going to go up here and then retrace before end of week, and we might get our double top and our rejection off of this key area. If you remember this 410 area right here, 410.3 is a major level that goes back to September, and then December peaks for CPI and whatnot. Looking over at futures are also very bullish. We could not quite get through 40.85 though, but we did come down. We touched the daily 200 EMA. The 20 should be crossing the 200 tomorrow also. We held 40.40, which is the daily 8 EMA, and now we're just on our way up. So tomorrow 40.95 will be the major level to take out, and then from there, really the CPI peak is all the way up at 41.80. Taking a look at Tesla, so I had opened some Tesla puts up here, closed them at market open, thankfully, because obviously we had a pretty big push up today. I did open some new ones end of day. I still believe that we are going to get some downside and gap fill here. Some of this 146 to really 150 area is my target, and I really do feel in the next 2 to 3 weeks, which I have 24 DT, that will fill. The biggest thing I'm watching for here is that this 177.9 level. If you zoom out a little bit here, you can see we have some major levels. One of the major levels is this 166.5, and then another major level is right here at this 173.4, which is where we died out today. And the next really major levels is 185.1 and then 197. Had we not had this big retracement here, I could have seen a road to 197, but now I'm just kind of indifferent. I do think this 178 might be our top. However, I was indifferent. I was going to wait until tomorrow after FOMC to open my puts for Tesla, but I really do believe that that we are going to see this retracement. And honestly, any movement up, especially if we were to touch 197, I would just average down my puts and still expect them to end up green. So I'm just going to be patient on them. I got some DTE, and we're just going to kind of see where things go. Taking a look at the VIX here, interestingly enough, we have this blue trend line, which if you zoomed all the way out, you can see it goes all the way back to the October peak. So at open this morning, we actually have popped through that, but then by end of day, we had just massively sold off. So now using the last month and a half really of trading back to December here, we're in this black falling wedge still. So we're in a period here where we're ready to break out massively. We just have not done it yet. So if we get rid of the blue line here, you can kind of see our resistance line tomorrow. It's going to be 20.5. And then we did close back under 19.7. So tomorrow's FOMC, we're pretty much guaranteed a 25 basis point hike. But what matters is what Jay Powell says next. Jay Powell is either going to say yes, we're going to get 25 basis point, and we definitely need some more 25 basis point hikes, and we're not ready to pause yet. Or he's going to say, we're going to be data dependent. We'll see what happens in the next meeting. If he just says we're going to be data dependent and we're just going to see what happens at the next meeting with inflation, I really think we're going to see an incredible bull run. And on the weekly, you can see it better. We're going to end up in this 430 to 450 area. I'm not saying we hit 450. I'm just saying this will be the channel we end up in, because that's going to be very bullish. However, if he comes in and says, we need to keep rate hiking, we are not going to pause, and basically just has to bring that bearish narrative, the hawkishness in, we're going to maintain this red channel. And I think we might break up in here tomorrow before that, but I think by end of week we'll be back closing under 408. I remain bearish, I would say, right now. I do think that we're topping out of this rally, and as you can see, I think we could come up and touch 427.5 at some point, but that would only be if Jay Powell really brings that dovish narrative and just kind of lets it all fly out. We'll just kind of see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be very, very interesting to watch what he says, and not only watch what he says, but to see how the market reacts too. So I hope you guys had a good day trading today, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and like to stay updated. Drop a comment if you have any questions. This is the permanent Discord link. Sometimes that does not work for whatever reason. Just go ahead and drop a comment, send me a message, and I will get you an updated link so you can get to the Discord. Some of the advantages of the Discord is I do a pre-market update with key support and resistance levels every day. And also throughout the day, I do live intraday commentary on SPY and the general market. And I also do live intraday buy and sell alerts. You can follow me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok as SPY Optionaire, and on Reddit as Daddy Dersh.